Love Your Life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life, a show like no other, one that aims to inspire you to live a life you love. Choosing to be positive and having a grateful attitude is going to determine how you're going to live your life.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love your day.
Love your day.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life, prepared and presented by Sayyida Mayya Al Said.
Love your life.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings be upon you all. This is your nation station, your host Mayya Al Said on your program Love Your Life. Today is the 5th day of Ramadan. MashaAllah, the days are going by so fast, and may Allah accept your fastings and your du'as, and don't forget me in your du'as. So if you've recently joined in the program, if you haven't been with us for the beginning of Ramadan, just to let you know that all the episodes that have passed are available on my YouTube channel. It's only fair to introduce myself. My name is Mayya Al Said. I'm a life coach with Whispers of Serenity. I'm also known as the Sewist on social media, and I have accounts on Instagram and YouTube. So my YouTube channel is the Sewist, which you will be able to find out or listen to the previous episodes. However, I should remind you that yesterday's episode and today will probably be uploaded either today or tomorrow, inshallah. This is also a live show, which means my listeners, you are able to contribute to the topic of discussion today by calling 2060 2058. I'll repeat that, I think I said the first number wrong, so it's 2460 2058. I'll repeat that, 2460 2058. So today's topic, as I said yesterday, is going to be titled Face Your Fears. Fear is a limitation, I believe, of your potential. It restricts us in many ways, and I think many of us know that we are limited by our fears, but sadly we just give in to that fear and do nothing about it. So today I'd like to talk to you about that and how we can change that and why you should want to change that. Fear, to me, after doing my research, turned out it's actually a lie. Not to undermine, or whatever fear that you're facing is probably very real to you, and you think you cannot possibly do whatever it is that is making you fearful. So, in all honesty, it's a fabrication of the mind, designed supposedly to protect you. But does it really? I don't really think so, and hopefully by the end of the show today, you won't think so either. In my opinion, fear sadly kills dreams, and that to me is so sad. I wouldn't want my dream to be crushed, and who's the one that's crushing it? It's me, my limitations, and my mind. Let alone the world who's out there to bring you down. But no, I'm not even going to take that risk just because I'm scared of whatever it is that I'm scared of. And fear can hold you back from doing something that you know within yourself you're capable of doing. But sadly, it paralyzes you. Why do we do that? Why do we allow our fear, our mind, to stop us from being the best version we can be? What is the benefit of allowing fear to take over your life and stop you from living the life you love? Just a reminder that this is a live show. Your contributions make the show what it is. I could sit here and talk alone through the whole hour, but I think having you on and seeing your perspective always gives me another thought, another perspective on what this show is about. So you can do so by calling 2460 2058, 2460 2058, and the sound engineer for today is lovely Safiya Al Habsi, who will gladly transfer the calls over to me. Just a reminder, please only call me when it is safe to do so. As much as I'd love you to contribute to the show, please, what is more important to me is that you do so in a safe environment. While researching as well for this topic today, it turns out that fear is false evidence appearing real. Can I just repeat that again? Fear is false evidence appearing real. It's something not true that you have set up in your mind and you have told yourself, this is real. This is my reality. And you limit yourself to doing whatever it is that you really want to do but can't because you're stopping yourself from doing it. So it's an illusion we create in our mind. But guess what? It's a state of mind that can be changed. Because through this whole program, what I aim to share is that you have the power. Maybe you never realized, maybe somebody never told you, but today and during this whole course of Ramadan, inshallah, every day I will try my best to remind you that you have the power to change your life. And you do so by changing yourself, your thoughts, the way you see things, the way you think. And it is up to you and only you to do that. Here's something else I want you to just think about. The person you have become, the life you are living today, is a result of choices you have made at a certain point in your life. I ask you this. Are you satisfied with what you have accomplished so far? Is this what you really want? Is this who you really want to be? If you give in to your fear of change, your fear of doing something that you never think of doing, but although it's something you want, yet you limit yourself because of your own maybe insecurity, your own limitations. Sad thing is, as I said earlier, it's only you who's doing this, who's limiting yourself to your potential. Just a reminder, if you've just joined me, this is Love Your Life, and this is your host Mayya Al Said, and today we're talking about face your fears. I'd like to remind you that you are more than welcome to join me to discuss. Let me know what you think about this on 2460 2058, 2460 2058. Now, probably some of you are thinking, okay, it does sound realistic. Yes, people go through this, but no, Mayya, this is not for me. I can't do this. And this maybe applies to a minority of the population or human beings. And then if you really think this way, then you really need to tune in for the rest of Ramadan, because as I said, anyone can face their fears. You just have to change the way you think. And if you think I'm just talking the talk and not talk the talk, I just talk the talk and not walk the talk, in other words, I'm just saying things but not really experience it, not living it, then you could be farther away from the truth. So I'm about to get real with you and tell you a bit about myself. I wouldn't be here today on this radio show presenting this program if I didn't face my fear. My fear, where do I begin? As a child, I was always very shy. And it's something I remember my father used to point out when we had guests. If we had guests sitting there and I was part of it, I'd just say Salam Alaikum because it was what we were taught to do, to respect others and say hello. And then I'd just sit on the side. I must have been about, 10, 11, 12, something like that. And then my father would, they'd have discussions and stuff. And then they'd ask me, oh, Mayya, you're so quiet. I want to say something. And then my father goes, yeah, that's Mayya. She's very shy. She doesn't talk much. I'm thinking, really? Why did you have to say that? So he kind of was saying things that was my reality. I was projecting that I am this shy person, when in reality, if you know me in person, you know that I'm not shy. I speak my mind. So I know that I have the capability of sharing my thoughts. I know my potential. But even at such a young age, I was limiting myself. So as I grew older, I said, I need to change because I don't want to be the shy person. Although there's nothing wrong with being shy, but it's not something I want it to be. If you're okay with it, then that's fine, but it's not me, it's not my personality. So what happened? I decided to change, first of all, to always speak my mind. And sometimes that has got me into trouble, but I managed to get out of it somehow. And also when I started on social media, when I put myself out there, I got my own YouTube channel. And that was very daring for a lady in the Middle East taking the step. But I wanted to do it because, you know what, I had a message and I faced my fear of being behind the camera. First of all, I look like a crazy woman speaking to myself in an empty room to the camera, which then got edited and uploaded online for whoever in the world with a computer and internet connection to see. That was very bold, but I did it. And again, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of the choices I made. I wouldn't be the person who I am today if I didn't go through my divorce. Although it is a sad thing that has happened, but it hasn't defined me, and nor will it affect my future or my potential. When somebody meets me now, they don't see, oh, that's divorced Mayya or whatever it is. They see Mayya. They see what I project. And in order for me to be able to do all of these things, I had to face my fears. So I am not just saying you should face your fears. I'm telling you, do it, because once you do it, miracles will happen. And on this note, shall take a short break and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't you go anywhere. Love your life.
Love your life.
The Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever provides the food for a fasting person to break his fast with, then for his is the same reward as is the fasting person's, without anything being diminished from the reward of the fasting person." The Oman Charitable Organization has the pleasure of announcing the start of this year's Ramadan Iftar Meal Program, and we kindly seek your participation for the sake of needy families in Oman during this holy month. All are requested to join in such a humanitarian and benevolent cause by sending a donation through account number National Bank of Oman 104 933 779 8001, Bank Dhofar 0104 0609 090001. SMS messages with a cost of 500 basis. Oman Tel 90022, Ooredoo 90909. Donations portal for charitable organization www.onlinedonations.org.om. The office building is at Al Quair 33 area, street number 47, side Sultan bin Said bin Taimur Mosque. The branches are in Salala at Al Sada, Sur, Al Murtafa, Sohar, Al Hambar. For more information, you can call 2429 7996 or 2429 7993. The Charitable Iftar Program from Oman Charitable Organization.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life. A show like no other. One that aims to inspire you to live a life you love. Choosing to be positive and having a grateful attitude is going to determine how you're going to live your life.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love your day.
Love your day.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life, prepared and presented by Sayyida Mayya Al Said.
Love your life.
Welcome back. This is your show, Love Your Life, with your host, Mayya Al Said. If you have just joined us, just want to remind you that today we're discussing Face Your Fears. And this is a live show. And you are more than welcome to join me, share with me what you think on this topic by calling 24 60 20 58. I repeat, 24 60 20 58. This show will be on until 3:30, inshallah. So when I first started off with Face Your Fears, I kind of talked about what fear can do to you, how it paralyzes you. And then in the first part, which if you missed, I shared my story and how by facing my fears, I am here. I am the person I am today because I decided that I want to change my life and I have the power to change, and I can only change by doing what I'm afraid of. And if you really think about it, what is fear? What is it that we're afraid of? I remember when I first did this show, the first day of Ramadan, I'm driving towards the studio and my heart is beating fast, and I'm telling myself, Mayya, what did you get yourself into? Why are you doing this? Couldn't you just be at home, like sleeping, reading Quran, doing something instead of torturing yourself and coming here? And then I'm my own like support, because I got me. If nobody has me, it's all right. Mayya's got Mayya's back. So Mayya talks to Mayya sometimes in a really cuckoo way. But I asked myself and I said, okay, Mayya, so let's lay out the fearness. What's making you scared? So the first thing was like that I'll run out of content. I won't have anything to say. And then Mayya tells Mayya, are you serious? Knowing Mayya, you always have something to say about anything, about everything. And probably my friends, my colleagues all know that that's true. I always have an opinion to share on whatever it is, food, lifestyle, anything you want my opinion on, I got you. I got something to say. So, preparing this show, I knew like a month ago that I was going to come here and present. So I've prepared material. So I know what I'm going to talk about and I've got myself covered. So the fear of coming on here and not talking was not happening, because I like to talk. So I will talk and I'll have, inshallah, things to say that will be beneficial to you. The other thing was like, there are a lot of people listening. Well, isn't that the point when you talk, that you want people to listen? So why is that a fear? So there goes 2 fears have vanished. So then I was left with, what if nobody calls? Okay, what if nobody calls? As long as somebody's listening, because my aim, my goal with this show, Love Your Life, is to inspire people. And if silently I've inspired 1 person or 2 person, or how many of you are listening all over the world, that to me is a bonus. I give myself a pat on the back, I clap, because alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, I've achieved my goal. So if nobody contributes, as in calling and stuff, as long as my message is there, people are listening, people are changing, because they think they owe it to themselves to live a life they love, then what's there to fear? Just a reminder that you are, having said that, you're more than welcome to call me and join in on the discussion by calling 24 60 20 58, 24 60 20 58. So those are the 3 that I could think of that were making me, nervous about doing the show. And I made a list mentally. What are the things that I'm really afraid of? And then I challenged myself. I said, okay, if you're really scared of this, then this is how you've got yourself covered, as opposed to having something to say. You've planned it. You know what you're going to say. Nobody calls. Your aim is not, yes, for people to interact, but also to reach your message out there, to inspire people. So there we go. As long as you have to be able to challenge your fear, not just let it, encapsulate you, if I can say, and just put you in this bubble and limit you from doing things, from living your life, just because you're afraid of whatever it is you're afraid of. So, leads me to my next point. How do I overcome this? Yes, I have this fear, and people have fears of different things in life. What I fear, for example, I had a fear of public speaking. I challenged myself to actually do exactly what I'm fearful of. And subhanAllah, once you challenge yourself to do something that initially you were scared of doing, once you've done it, you thought, oh, no, it wasn't so bad. Why was I scared in the first place? But because, as I said in the beginning, fear is a limitation, a fabrication of the mind that you put on yourself. Nobody has to limit you in any way, because you're doing that for you. So you have to be allowed, you have to challenge yourself, you have to want to change, because success is on the other side of fear. And you have to be willing to really want success, to really want to change in order to reach that goal. And just a reminder that you are more than welcome to join me on your discussion. Do you have a story to share? Have you overcome fear? Call me on 24 60 20 58, 24 60 20 58. So talking about overcoming fear, how do we do this? It's nice to say, yes, May, you've done it, but how are you going to do it? And how can one, overcome their fear? There are various ways, because it depends on what it is that really you fear. Sometimes you need the help. You need to see somebody, like a mental health counselor, somebody who can help you, because some fears can be really, really restricting to the point that it stops you literally not from doing something, from living just a normal, simple life of eating, of going out, of socializing. So sometimes you need to see somebody, and that's okay, because the aim is for you to change, and there's no shame in admitting that you have a problem or that you need help. It is your duty as a human being to be able to live a life that you love. I say that because I wholeheartedly believe it. Just a reminder, you're more than welcome to chip in, share with me anything that you feel can contribute, can add to the show, or simply if you want to say hi and maybe give me ideas on how to make this show better, because at the end of the day, the show is for you. You can do so by calling 24 60 20 58, 24 60 20 58. So the other thing that I feel that you need to keep in mind is that you need to be real with yourself. You need to have a serious talk with you. You need to be aware of your fear, and that it is weighing you down. And you are not your fear. You are not what you are afraid of. You are an amazing person with potential, but you need to realize that fear of yours, it got to go. It needs to go. And I think we have a caller. And we do. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, Sheikh Hatem. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
Alhamdulillah.
I can't hear you properly.
How about now? Ooh, maybe that's too much. How about now?
Yes, now I can hear you.
All right.
Okay, it's a very interesting topic that you're talking about today, about facing your fears.
Yeah.
And of course, everyone has fears. And I have a story to share with you.
Okay.
This story, I heard it from Sheikh Khalfan.
Allah yarhamah.
It's a metaphoric story about facing your fears,
Okay.
and what that will implicate on you. There was a guy who was a mountain climber, and he went alone, and he fell into a cave, upside down, hanging from one of his ropes.
Okay.
And he stayed there for 2 or 3 days in complete darkness. And he was desperate, and he felt that he's going to die. So he said, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pray to God so that he can help me.
Yeah.
So he prayed to God that, oh God, please get me out of this mess. And subhanAllah, there was a voice inside him, the voice from God that told him, there is a knife in your pocket, just cut the line, cut the rope that is holding your leg.
Okay.
But because of the fear that he had, it was completely dark, and he thought within himself that if I cut the rope, I might fall on my head, and maybe there is no end to this cave at the end, so I might die. So he just froze to death. He decided not to cut the rope. After a few days, they found him, and they found that he was only like 2-3 meters away from the ground. So if he could have faced his fear and cut the rope, he would have been saved. He would have saved his life.
Subhanallah.
But because of this fear inside him, that was a big illusion,
Yes.
he decided not to cut the rope, and he died.
Subhanallah.
And I always use this story to encourage me always to get rid of the fears that I have, that they are only a very big illusion, and I have to cut the rope one day. Thank you so much, Mayya.
You're most welcome, and thank you so much for sharing that with us. Ma salama. So that is a beautiful example of how the limitation that fear implies on your life when you're too afraid to change. And when you really think about it, why do we do this? What is it that we're really afraid of? And that leads me to share that, or think about, what is it exactly that you're afraid of? You need to be able to question yourself, to think, okay, I'm afraid of what is it exactly and why I'm afraid. You have to be able to investigate your fears. Dare yourself to ask the big question. Why are you afraid to do whatever it is that you want to do? Just a reminder that you are more than welcome to call me on 24602-058, 24602-058, but we'll do so just after the break. Love your life.
Love your life. Initialize sequence now.
Join Oman Radio's big time giveaway this Ramadan and win a Lexus GS350 on the last day. It's so easy to join. Just send SMS with your full name to 90465 and be the lucky one to bring home a brand new Lexus GS350. The more you send, the more chances of winning. Oman Radio's big time giveaway this Ramadan. Join now. Ramadan Mubarak.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life. A show like no other. One that aims to inspire you to live a life you love. Choosing to be positive and having a grateful attitude is going to determine how you're going to live your life.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love your day.
Love your day.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life, prepared and presented by Sayyida Mayya Al Said.
Love your life.
Welcome back to your show Love Your Life. This is Mayya Al Said on your nation station. It is now 3 o'clock and I shall be on until 3:30. For those who would like to listen to this again because it's so good, you can listen to it at midnight tonight inshallah at around 12:10 bi'idhnillah ta'ala. And for those who would like to listen to it online at a later stage, then it is uploaded on my channel The Sewist. So today we're talking about face your fears. It's a topic, again, that I don't think many people are discussing, which is good because I want to be the first and because I feel it's so important to challenge ourselves. And at the end of the day, the way we choose to live our life is always our choice. We have the power, subhanAllah, on how to live this life. So we talked about what fear is, and now we are talking about how to overcome it. So I'm just going through some of the things that you can do to overcome your fear. Just to remind you that this is a live show. Up until 3:30, you can call me by calling 24 60 20 58, 24 60 20 58. Please call me only when it is safe to do so. I don't want you risking your life or the life of others around you. And sound engineer Salih Al-Masrouri is here, so he will help transfer the calls over to me, inshallah. So let's continue on with the list that I have. So when you face a fear, try and just switch it to something that you're grateful for. Let me give you an example. For example, myself, I mentioned that I have this fear of public speaking, and instead of focusing on the fear of speaking out in public, why did I think that, by sharing this message, I will reach out to so many people? You know, if it's a group of, 100, 150, whatever it is, you reach out and you think, maybe during that 150, I will affect somebody in a positive way. So it's a chance for me to share my message with everybody when I get up and speak. So you see how I turned that fear into something positive? So that's a way that you can tackle your fear. The best way, I think as well, is to take action. When you take action and face your fears, they become weaker, not you. You become stronger because you've looked fear in the eye and you said, I'm going to take you down. And you do. You just do whatever it is that is hindering you from it. And just do it. And you will feel, I guarantee that you will feel amazing after doing it. Be positive about the outcome. The thing about fear is when you fear something, you always think the worst scenario. There's no positive in this at all. And if you remember, I don't remember if it was the second episode, I believe, on how to live a positive life, you have to change the way you think. And you can only do so by changing the way you think and facing your fears. Otherwise, you'll just the fear gets bigger and your power diminishes. Just a reminder that you're more than welcome to call me on 24 60 20 58. 24 60 20 58. So instead of focusing on the negative, the worst case scenario, why don't you turn it around and think, no, I'll focus on the positive, because if I do this, then, for example, public speaking, if I stood up and faced my fears, if we take the last example, not only am I reaching a huge amount of people, but maybe in that space or that opportunity that I'm saying I've told people I'm here, and then they might have ideas for me to give more, to contribute more to the community. So it is a positive chance. So again, see what I did? Instead of focusing on the worst that could happen, and say even the worst is in public speaking, people laugh at you because you did something wrong. So they laughed and life goes on. It doesn't determine you. Is that really the worst that can happen, that somebody laughs at you? And so, as I said, life does go on. Pray. Dua. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for guidance, for strength, so that you can overcome your fear. You don't have to do this alone. You know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always with you. All you have to do is reach out to Him. Understand failure. When you realize that failure is not the end of the world, you become free. Isn't that wonderful? Who doesn't want to be limited by their fear, by this ideology that this is all I can do? Mayya, this is all she can do. Why? And what's sad about it, as I said earlier in the show, is that I'm restricting my own self. Nobody's telling me, Mayya, you can't do it. Although there are some people who do that. And I think tomorrow we'll be talking about how to deal with negativity, be it people, situations, whatever it is that happens in your life. So tune in, inshallah, tomorrow for that topic. And realize that it takes time to change. You have to allow yourself. There's not a solution, that you just apply and then it all goes away. There isn't. You have to be realistic, but it's a constant decision that you have to take, that I am going to change. I do not want to be limited by my fear. And maybe you can try positive affirmations that we talked about yesterday. As to banish those fears, you have to help yourself. Because, as I always say, this is your life. You have the power to choose how you live it. You just have to realize it. And I hope by the end of this episode of the show during this month, you do realize how important it is. And we'll just take a short break and we'll be back in a moment, inshallah. Love your life.
Love your life.
Ordering 4 shooters, 2 car, 3 lamb, 3 steak.
Join us and our Ramadan chef every day from 3:30 to 4 p.m. during the holy month of Ramadan and experience flavors from around the world. Enjoy different flavors from around the world.
Exciting. Yummy.
An edgy rainbow.
Ramadan recipes. Keep your pens and papers ready. We take you around the world with different mouth-watering dishes.
I love that.
Absolutely saucy.
Have a little dessert at the end too. because you get to learn the recipes of every dish that's been set up.
So all of that combined, there you go.
With me, June Yogesh, assisted by Huda Sultan Al Zakwani.
Love Your Life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life, a show like no other, one that aims to inspire you to live a life you love. Choosing to be positive and having a grateful attitude is going to determine how you're going to live your life.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love your day.
Love your day.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life, prepared and presented by Sayyida Mayya Al Said.
Love your life.
Welcome back to your nation station. This is Love Your Life with your host, Mayya Al Said. Today we're discussing Face Your Fears. Just a reminder that this is a live show and you're more than welcome to call me, interact with me, tell me your thoughts. What are your fears? Have you been able to overcome them? You can do so by calling 24 60 20 58, 24 60 20 58. This is a live show that starts at 2:30 and ends at 3:30 with a repeat, inshallah, at midnight, 10 past midnight. I understand that there are people who call at midnight, which is really nice, but guys, this is the time to call now, 2:30 until 3:30. And thank you so much for your support. If you've just joined in and you're probably wondering what this show is about, Love Your Life aims to inspire you to live a life you love. I believe that we all have a choice to live the life we feel we deserve. We have the potential, but I decided to talk about things that maybe that people don't talk about, and I'm willing to make that change, to be the first one to let you know that you matter, you exist for a reason, that whatever I say today is not for a minority. It can be applied to you, the listener. You do have the power. The problem is that you just don't realize it. You are more than welcome to call me again on 24 60 20 58, 24 60 20 58. I'm mixing up my numbers there. So what have we been talking about so far? So we said face your fears. We talked about what it is, that it's a fabrication of the mind, that it limits your potential. It paralyzes you because you can't do anything. You're stuck and there's nothing that you can do. And the sad thing is that it's your own doing. Nobody is doing this to you but yourself. And sadly, it's your mind. Not to undermine the people who have serious fears. I'm not saying that those are not real. They are real. But I'm saying that you can change. But you have to want to change. Because as Sayyida Basma always says on Not Alone, a convoy is change begins with you. We also talked about overcoming fear. What's the worst that can happen? You know, when you think of this fear thing, what is the worst scenario that you can think of when associating whatever it is that you want to do? And I think it's essential, or it's brave, for you to challenge yourself. Okay, I'm scared of whatever it is. Why? Why am I scared of it? Okay, if I'm scared of it, what can I do to overcome it so I'm not scared of it anymore? You have to question your fear. You can't just let it take over. Imagine you're in a room and you are you, and there's this fear. It's there. It's a small corner in the room. And every day that you don't challenge it, that you don't that you listen to it, or that you allow it to affect you, it grows and your power diminishes, and then it keeps on growing and growing and suddenly this whole room is filled with fear, and your power, it becomes the reverse. You've allowed this fear to overtake you, and yet your potential is so tiny, so small. So don't give in to your fear. Challenge it. Share with me your thoughts by calling 24 60 20 58, 24 60 20 58. I am with you until 3:30, and sound engineer Salih Al-Masrouri is more than happy to transfer the calls over to me. Just a reminder, please call me only when it is safe to do so. The beauty of all of this is that when you face your fear, prepare for magic to happen. I wish I had like a sound effect, you know, the stars twinkling, to say that when you face your fears, prepare for this new revelation that, wow, I can do this. I am able to face my fears. And once you face one fear, believe me, it'll be like it's a domino effect that you want to take on the other fear, just because it feels so good. And I was talking to a cousin of mine on my way to the show this afternoon, and she said, sometimes it can be very little things, but challenge yourself. For example, some people have a fear of going out alone, going, say, to the funeral. You know, it's simple things, because usually we depend on people, and it scares us to be alone, to actually, what if I go there and I don't know anyone? What if I go there and there's nowhere to sit? What if I go there and, you know, you create all these limitations, all these fears, and all you have to do is just say, you know what, the next, not to say that we look forward, you know, to the next funeral, but the next, you know what I mean, that the next time something like this happens, I am going to go out, and I'm not even going to call anybody and say, okay, save me a seat. Or wedding, it doesn't have to be a funeral, it can be wedding, because we tend to go together, and, you know, as long as I have a seat, what if I enter and there's no place? Am I going to stand? You know, this is life. You can't control every bit that happens, but you have to be able to be comfortable with it. And so I thank my cousin for sharing that with me, so I'm able to share it with you. Just a reminder that this is your show. This is called Love Your Life, and I am your host, Mayya Al Said, also known as the Sewist on social media. This show is until 3:30, and it is repeated at 12 at midnight, 10 past 12, inshallah. If you think about it, fear stands, the way it is spelled is F-E-A-N-R. So see, not that I came up with this when I did my research. This is what they're like, I don't know, they're called synonyms, you know, when you have a word for every letter. So the word fear can spell forget everything and run, or it can be face everything and rise. Isn't that amazing? From the same word, we're somebody able to change it and put it into perspective. So forget everything and run. You're running away and you're giving up, because fear is everything you're going to allow you to control, everything that it is. Or face everything, face your fears and rise above it. Subhanallah. We shall take a short break and we shall be back in a moment. Love your life.
Love your life. Initialize sequence now.
Join Oman Radio's big time giveaway this Ramadan and win a Lexus GS350 on the last day. It's so easy to join. Just send SMS with your full name to 90465 and be the lucky one to bring home a brand new Lexus GS350. The more you send, the more chances of winning. Oman Radio's big time giveaway this Ramadan. Join now. Ramadan Mubarak.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life. A show like no other. One that aims to inspire you to live a life you love. Choosing to be positive and having a grateful attitude is going to determine how you're going to live your life.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love your day.
Love your day.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life, prepared and presented by Sayyida Mayya Al Said.
Love your life.
Welcome back to Your Nation Station. This is your host, Mayya Al Said, on your program, Love Your Life. Today we are discussing facing your fears. Just a reminder that this is a live show. I'm here until 3:30 along with Salih Al-Masrouri. You are more than welcome to join in on the conversations. I'd love to hear from you by calling 24 60 20 58. 24 60 20 58. So we've discussed facing your fears, we've discussed overcoming your fears, and now I have something to share with you that I thought was an eye-opener, to be honest, when I actually was researching the topic. So it says, reality of fear. You are not scared of the dark. You are scared of what's in it. Do you get the concept? You are not scared of the dark. You are scared of what's in it. You are not afraid of heights. You are afraid of falling. So although you might think you're afraid of heights, in real effect, you're actually afraid of falling. And we have a caller. We don't have a caller. Okay. No problem. So, as I was saying, you are not afraid of heights. Although, to be honest, I am not afraid of heights. So I wouldn't know how that feels. So I sympathize with somebody who is, and if it seems a bit like not the truth, I'm just trying to send the message across. So you're not afraid of heights. You're afraid of falling. You're not afraid to love. You're afraid of not being loved back. Do you get what I'm trying to say here? That you tend to focus on a specific thing, but when you really dig deep, it's not that thing. You're not afraid to love somebody, but you're afraid that that love won't be returned. So that's what's stopping you from loving. Does it make sense? Let me know what you think. Call me on 24 60 20 58, 24 60 20 58. And here I'd like to share a quote by one of a really strong woman who we all know, the Miss Oprah. She says, "The thing you fear the most has no power. Your fear of it is what has the power. Facing the truth will really set you free." What do you think? It makes so much sense to me. It gave me an aha moment when I heard it. Subhanallah. Another thing that I'd like to talk about is confronting your fears. How do you confront your fears? You list them. If you remember the example I gave you of when I first started to do the show, how I had all these, fear factors in my brain, thinking, okay, what if nobody calls? If suddenly I get stuck or I make a mistake, how am I going to handle it? And I just made a list. I decided, okay, what's the worst case that can happen? How will I overcome that if that happens? So get to know your fears, and only then will you be able to put them aside and move ahead. Because if you just let them, I can only find the word in Arabic, يتراكموا, and they compile. If you allow them to multiply, there we go, Mayya's awake now. If you allow them to multiply, then they will just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and suddenly, remember that example that I said of the room? Suddenly your fear has become bigger than you. Your power has diminished. And that is something I wish none of us succumb to, because we have the power to change. We have a call? Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, brother?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you, sister?
Alhamdulillah. Ramadan Mubarak.
And same to you.
Thank you. So let me know, you've been listening. What are your thoughts?
Actually, I would like to share you about your topic, which is about facing fear.
Yes.
Absolutely, we have to facing fear. Otherwise, there is no. My suggestion that there is no success or no new steps we can jump on if we did not facing our fear. We will be in the same situation. Mm-hmm. Am I right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We'll be in that same situation for the rest of our life. We will never try something new because we're always afraid.
Absolutely. And actually, one of my fear during my life, it was actually in English, because I feel it is so difficult because, we have a different language and we are talking about another language. Mm-hmm. But alhamdulillah, I challenge myself and I feel it is so difficult in the beginning, but day by day and after a long time, I feel at least my English right now, it is not worse than before.
MashaAllah, and I'd like to applaud you. Sorry, I didn't get your name.
Majid.
So Majid, first of all, thank you for sharing that. I know it's a personal thing, and the fact that you actually called me, and this show is in English, and you are speaking on air live, that just goes to show that you have faced your fears, and I personally am very proud of you. Thank you so much.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you. If you don't mind, I would like to add something also.
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Just I would like also to point that before we are decide to facing a fear, we have to know when and how to face it, to avoid at least that which is disasters, or let me say that the negatives which we can got it.
I don't think I get you. If you can just elaborate, what do you mean exactly?
What I mean is, for example, if I am a fear, for example, let me say in math.
Okay.
I have to know how can I pass this math in easy way.
Mm-hmm.
I have to search to ask the professional persons or from the books and whatever it is.
Okay, so
to guide me the right way.
Okay.
What I mean.
If I understand correctly, it says whatever you fear, you should gain knowledge. So you should question yourself, gain knowledge, and say, okay, why is it that I'm
absolutely.
Why is it that I'm afraid? Get all the information I need, and then once I do, subhanallah, it just goes away because now I have the knowledge to know what I'm fearful of.
That's what I mean. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Majid, for your call.
Welcome.
Have a good day. And we have another call. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello?
Hello. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Hello?
Yeah, assalamu alaikum. You're live with me, Mayya. This is... Wa alaikum assalam.
Excuse me, I want to... National Radio of Oman. Is it right number?
Yes, it is. This is Love Your Life. You're live on air.
Can I speak on show or...
Yes, please. Go ahead. This is Mayya, the host. You're more than welcome to share. What are your thoughts?
About the fears, right?
Yes, about their fears.
I think we have to throw ourselves deep into the fears, because the fear is because of we are in unknown situation. Then we think something is strange for us.
Mm-hmm.
We feel fear of it.
Yes.
We have to be in the face of this bad situation or in a fearful situation,
mm-hmm.
and then we see yourself deep in the situation. We can recognize that it's not worse as we thought in past.
Yes.
Did you get my
Yes, I did. It's something I mentioned as well earlier, that success is at the end of your fear. You have to overcome it in order to be successful. And once you actually do that thing that you're so scared of, you'd think, oh, it wasn't that bad. So, and then it creates like a chain reaction for you to overcome your other fears.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your call. Have a good day.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for both your contributions, Majid, and I don't remember, unfortunately, the last caller, but thank you very much for calling. In all reality, we owe it to ourselves to live a life we love. And this is something that you are going to really be tired of listening to me say, that change begins with you. You have the power to change your life. You are more than welcome to call me and contribute to the show. I'd love to hear from you by calling 24 60 20 58, 24 60 20 58. And only call me when it is safe to do so. As much as I'd love to hear from you, I don't want you risking your life or the life of others around you. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. You are limiting yourself. You are creating a wall, a barrier from everything you can be, from the life you can have, because you're giving in to your fear. And I think we have a caller. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello, alaikum.
Hi, assalamu alaikum.
Mayya.
Yes, speaking. Who is on the line?
I've been listening to you from past 1 hour, and I was thinking whether I should give you a call or not.
I'm so glad you did.
And then finally I called you. I just called you to say hi.
Oh, hi. Who am I speaking to?
I would not like to give you my
No problem.
name.
Don't worry.
You could call me Moon.
Moon. That's still very beautiful. Thank you so much. And I'm so glad
I called you once at midnight while I was driving. And I gave you a call when you were speaking about the topic you.
Okay, you mattered.
And I loved it. And then that's when I thought of calling you the next time. And then I was so scared.
But see, today you faced your fears, and this topic today is about facing. Thank you so much. Just a reminder, Moon, that when you hear the show at midnight, it's a replay.
It's recorded. Yeah,
yes.
I had called at night, and then someone told me that it's recorded.
Yes, it is.
So I could call at 2:30 in the afternoon.
You can call me every day for the rest of the Ramadan. I'll be here.
I'll try my best.
Thank you so much, Moon, for your contribution.
I like your voice.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I like your voice too. And we have, thank you so much, Moon, for your call.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. And we have another call. Salam alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
I was going to say, go in
yes,
Arabic.
I'm good. I'm Mukhtar calling from Nizwa.
Mukhtar, I know you from the program Reflections because I listened to Hatim's program and you called. So thank you so much for honoring me with your call today on my show.
Thank you very much for remembering me. It means your memory is good.
Well, so far, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. The discussion is going on very nicely and the topic is very productive, I think, especially for the young people and those who are planning for their future studies and everything.
Alhamdulillah.
So they can, through your show, they can learn new psychological skills to overcome their fears.
Inshallah, that's what I hope.
Yeah, so I really like the topic. So I just want to add 2 quotations I read about fear.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody said that fear has 2 meanings. It has 4 digits or what you call alphabets.
Yes.
F-E-A-R.
Yes.
So either it means forget everything and run.
Yes.
Or it means face everything and rise.
That's absolutely right. I actually shared that earlier, and because it was something that that made so much sense. Just the same words, how you broke it down, it could mean either that it encapsulates you and takes over your life, or you can be freed by facing it and being free. Subhanallah.
Yeah, definitely. And without facing fears, how you can know what your fears are and how you can overcome them? It's quite impossible.
Exactly. You won't know your potential. Because you don't challenge yourself.
Yeah.
That's so
and second quotation is that sometimes you don't realize your own strength until you come face to face with your greatest weaknesses.
MashaAllah. That's so true. Thank you for bringing that up.
Okay. God bless you, sister.
Same to you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Brother Mukhtar. Ma'as-salama. Thank you so much, my callers. I really appreciate you sharing your contributions. The show wouldn't be what it is without you. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. And we have only a minute left to the show. And I want to share some favorite quotes of mine to end it. You block your dream when you allow your fear to grow bigger than your faith. The faith in yourself. I'll take one last call. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. Hello. Salam alaikum. Hello. Salam alaikum.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Salam alaikum. This is Mayya from Love Your Life.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. This is Mayya from Love Your Life.
Hi, Mia. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. How are you? We just have...
I'm fine, thank you. I was just listening to your program.
All right. What do you think?
And I just found it very interesting, to face the fear.
Okay. What are your thoughts on it?
Actually, I just wanted to add a few things to it, why people do not try to face their fears. It's like nobody likes to make mistakes in their life.
But it's part of life, so we have to, as humans, get accustomed to it. But
Exactly. So why people afraid to take a chance, or it's like they think that if I make a chance, maybe I'll fail in that.
That's
true.
So
that's why people fail to give a try at least.
Yes.
So once you forget that, mistakes can happen and it can develop you better for a better tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that will avoid you to restrict you from taking chances.
That's so true.
And that will guide you to face more fears.
True. Brother,
tomorrow, if somebody is complaining like you have done some mistakes, as I heard a video somewhere some days back, when somebody says that you have done a mistake, so you should stand up and ask, like, okay, I have done a mistake. What's wrong in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brother, I'm terribly sorry to interrupt you. Thank you. I really appreciate your call, your time. Sadly, we have come to the end of just the show, and I'll have to end it here. But tune in, inshallah, tomorrow. We are going to be talking about dealing with negativity, inshallah, and I would welcome your contribution. Thank you so much for your call.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. With this, my lovely listeners, thank you so much for tuning in, for allowing me to be part of your time. From Salih Al-Masrouri, from me, Mayya Al Said. Just a reminder, that tomorrow's episode, as I said, is dealing with negativity. So I look forward to your contributions. I shall see you all tomorrow, inshallah, at 2:30. Ma'a salama. Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life. A show like no other. One that aims to inspire you to live a life you love. Choosing to be positive and having a grateful attitude is going to determine how you're going to live your life.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love your day.
Love your day.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life, prepared and presented by Sayyida Mayya Al Said.
Love your life.